Hey everyone, it's Alex here, and on today's episode of the YaBonks Show, I just wanted to talk about the YaBonks Standards really quickly, as that is something that is now back in the headlines and in the news of the DeFi YouTube space. If you've been following me for the past year or so, you know that I have very strict standards about the projects that I work with. I have been one of the few YouTubers that uses an actual document that I wrote into my own contract that is basically a handful of conditions that the project owner has to agree to before I agreed to work with them. And I see this is now a hot topic in the space yet again with all the rug pulls. If you remember, I started developing these, more so refining them and defining the linguistics to use in this space as an influencer back in the on-chain crypto days. If you remember the intense debate I had with him live on his show, where I explained some of my conditions and the language I use when talking about projects. So it's great to see people like Murdoc and Jonathan Seller, aka FUD Farm, starting to raise their standards to a similar level. I think it's only going to help the space, and it really makes me happy to see this happening. So thank you, Murdoc and Jonathan, for raising the standards. I know you guys are bigger YouTubers. You have many more followers than I do, and it's a good sign when folks like you see the writing on the wall and raise your standards as well. So yeah, good for you, and it's good for everybody. I have sent over the document that I wrote up about 8 months ago and have constantly been refining over those 8 months. Many other YouTubers in the space use this same document I wrote up. I freely share it with everybody, and many YouTubers say it's really protected them and helped them from getting taken advantage of by scammers. So now, one thing to note, it does limit the amount of projects you can cover. However, I have found by using these conditions, the audience, your viewers, will go around behind the scenes and push projects they like to raise their standards and then to work with you. So because I've kept such high standards and conditions for video work, I have been booked nonstop for almost a whole year now. I'm booked out 2 to 4 weeks consistently, and to get on my schedule is very difficult, and I work around the clock basically to try to handle all the business. I'm very thankful for that. It's a good problem to have, and I've been able to completely fund my nonprofit, Animal Sanctuary, with the increased business, as well as take care of my family. Now, my conditions are pretty simple. The first one is the project owner has to get on video with me and talk to me face to face. And this seems silly, but this one condition filters out 80 to 90% of the projects that approach me. The reason this is because most of them won't show their face if they're intending to rug pull or scam, even to people behind the scenes. And I'm not a KYC company, nor do I claim to be, and I even give them my word that no matter what, I will not dox their private information, because that's a legal liability for me to do so in the United States. So even with all that said, a lot of them won't even get on a private call with me. The ones that do, I usually interview them for a couple hours. They'll tell you about it. I'll keep them on the phone for a long time or on the video chat and really get to know them. And it does two things for me. It gives me a gut check. I can tell by my intuition if they're like, if they give me a bad feeling and my spidey sense starts tingling, that's usually my signal to end the call and turn down the job. Now, if they give me a good feeling and I think they're a decent person, or at least trying their best to, run their DeFi experiment, then I'll give them a chance, as long as I meet the other conditions as well. So that's the first one. And the second thing is, if they do betray me in my audience, they can only do it once. They can't create a new project 6 months down the road with a new profile picture, a new screen name, and a new project, and come to me to get on my channel again and then, do another rug pull or scam. It's basically, you get one, everybody gets one. If they do that one time, they're basically never going to be able to work with me again, and I will tell everybody in my network to avoid them. So that's the first condition. It's the most effective. The second condition is that they have to give me their word on camera that they will not rug pull or commit financial fraud with malicious intent with their project. And I'm a man of my word, and this is a code of honor that I operate by. And that also seems silly, but this is like the medieval times. It's the wild, wild west. All that is an unregulated space, and we basically have to go off of each other's reputations and words out here. And I value somebody's word highly, and if they keep their word to me, then I will remember that and I'll work with them again in the future. So, but if they break their word, you know, they're out. They're out of the inner circle. The third condition, I only accept stable coins upfront as payment. I will not take native tokens that can be dumped on my audience later. Even though I'm kind of a small fish and not a whale, I do not want to wreck my audience that way. So they got to pay me up front. I've also early on got scammed by projects who paid me in native tokens and then disappeared after I did 20 to 40 hours of work on a video for them. So yeah. Accept stable coins up front for payment is very important. Fourth condition is hold on, give me one sec. I don't have them in front of me, but oh yeah, I will not pump or shill to my viewers. So I will not pump anybody's coins or projects, and I will give my honest opinion to the best of my ability that whatever I think, good or bad, about their project. And I will indicate to my viewers that this is a sponsored video, and I will also be very clear and upfront about the risks involved in their project and in DeFi in general. If a project wants to pay me to only say good things about their project, I have to turn them down. And yeah, so that's the next condition. The fifth condition is they have to be KYC'd by a reputable company. And the sixth condition is that I will not use referral links for financial products, including DeFi and crypto, because this shows intent to sell financial products to my audience, and I am neither a financial advisor nor a salesperson. So a lot of them want you to use referral links because it makes you more apt to sell to your audience, whether you realize it or not. And I don't want to do that. I will use affiliate links for Amazon products like my camera and stuff, and that's all in my description. But I no longer use referral links or unique codes of any kind for DeFi projects, crypto, or financial products. And I think that will go a long way in protecting you and showing your audience that you have really no bias at all when you're talking about these projects. They, like, the reputable projects will come to you, especially if your audience demands it. And that's what I've seen over many months. The demand for my videos has increased, and I've never gone after one project for a video. I've never gone out as a salesperson and said, hey, you should get a YaBonks video. They've all come to me, every single one. And I turn down 80 to 90% of them because I don't meet my conditions, but I'm still overwhelmed with business, which is such a great problem to have. And I feel, you know, good knowing that I'm taking some measures to protect my audience. Like I said, nothing is perfect. There will never be a perfect system out here. While it's an unregulated space with no barriers to entry, there are sociopaths out there who will meet your conditions, who will look you in the eyes and give you their word and do all the other things, doxed and KYC'd even, and still do it, as we've seen. But those are like maybe 2 out of 50. If you look at the numbers, and that's just a cost of doing business out here, and you have to be very clear about that with your audience. Always expound on the risks of DeFi in general. So those are my conditions. That's the YaBonks Standard that I've been using for over 8 months, and so have many other YouTubers in the space. And I'm glad to see bigger YouTubers like Murdoc and FUD Farm, aka Jonathan Seller, now coming out after these recent rug pulls and saying, hey, we want to increase our standards too. Give us some ideas. Let's put together a document. And I hope this helps you guys. I have sent you those written conditions that I use, and I hope you can incorporate them into your document as well. I think it's all just really great for the space to see everybody, especially the influencers, coming together to say, hey, we have some standards and we're going to stick by them. And like I said, it will not affect business. Business will be strong, as I can tell you from experience. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions, reach out to me on Discord. The server is in the description below, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.